So, I wanted to talk about something that wasn't gun violence related, but I still feel it's very important to talk about. So, recently in the news, there was a huge ICE raid on these chicken plants in Mississippi, uh, ran by Coke Foods, like for Morton Chicken or something like that. I'm not really familiar with that brand of chicken, but anyways, over 700 people at that facility got detained, which tells you a couple of things, obviously. One, they were pretty much targeting everybody that they could that fit the profile that they were looking for, Latino people, obviously. And two, it also tells you that this company has no problems breaking the law, hiring people that they're not supposed to be hiring. Um, Now, I am not a fan at all of these mass raids for immigration. I think it's just a really bad way of doing things. And it's a huge waste of resources, too. I mean, yeah, we'll have people saying that, oh, we got a lot of resources that go into, uh, funding for immigrants, as far as like giving them government subsidies and all this shit, which is kind of bogus. There's not any kind of federal thing at all. Like some states may do certain things, like California, for example, but for the most part, that's not happening. Definitely not in a state like Mississippi, which I'm sure they don't get any kind of assistance from at all. But nonetheless, a lot of people got detained, and it's just kind of crazy, it really is. But here's something I find that's really interesting. When it comes to the other side, they seem to only have a problem with the immigrants themselves. They don't have a problem with the companies that like to illegally hire them. You know, why do we get immigrants that aren't supposed to be here? Well, they're trying to make a better life for themselves. They're trying to make money so that they can send it back to their families to help them out and whatnot. And, well, they're getting jobs. They're getting jobs. Those jobs come from people that can afford to pay them, i.e., big companies like Coke Foods. But, yeah, let's not talk about that at all. Let's not address that problem at all. You want to address the immigration problem, if you consider it a problem at least, that's the best way to do it. You need to significantly punish these companies for that. Like, they should have like $100,000 fine for each employee that was rightfully detained, because obviously some of them may be American citizens or have legalization statuses like a green card or something like that, and maybe they should not have been detained. Um, but I'm sure there's at least there's probably a fair chunk that aren't legally supposed to be there, and so they need to be punished. They really do, but they never get punished. And why is that? Well, it's because obviously the government is only in the interest of serving these major corporations. So for the right wing folks out there, they'll talk the big talk, they'll do these huge immigration raids, they'll act tough on immigration to appease you. Meanwhile, they really don't give a shit. Hell, I mean, Trump's resorts, didn't he have like 80 immigrants or something like that at his resort? I have heard. You want to know the number of people on the right wing that I've heard complain about that? That's right. None. None of you guys complained about it. So, maybe you should complain about it. Maybe that's where you should take your complaints with. Because these are just people that are just trying to make their lives better. And, yeah, we can easily argue that maybe they're doing it the wrong way because they didn't go through the proper processes. Maybe they snuck in illegally. Maybe they were legally here, but they overstayed their welcome and shouldn't be here anymore. They should have reported back so that they could be sent back to their country of origin. But instead, let's completely deflect and not address the root of the problem. Not only would punishing these companies help us save a lot of money for things like ICE and border walls and things like that, but it would also raise a lot of revenue whenever they get punished and fined for this. And if the acts are egregious enough, like I think they are in this case, where they have hundreds of employees potentially here illegally, there should even be criminal charges pressed against executives at that company. But we know that's not going to happen, guys. Maybe you should write to your congressman and demand action there. That'll be the best way to address illegal immigration. Down Phoenix out.